Yo, what is up, Ramblin' Raiders listeners? Welcome to the podcast. Thank you all for joining us for this episode 151. We have a special guest on the pod that we're really excited to announce and introduce to you on here in just a second. I mean, if you're watching our YouTube channel, you're going to get to have a sneak peek of that. But if you're listening in your car, we'll get to it in just a second. Y'all are listening to some premium Texas Tech content with the occasional laugh. We're powered by Guns Up Nation, and we're a part of the Guns Up Nation podcast network. If you haven't already, we would really appreciate if you could rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Pod or Spotify, wherever you're listening to this content through whatever podcasting app you prefer. Also, guys, we're on social media. We're on Instagram at Ramblin' Raiders, Facebook, Ramblin' Raiders Podcast. Our Twitter is also at Ramblin' Raiders, and then also our YouTube channel. We ask that you go drop us a sub and check out the Ramblin' Raiders Media YouTube channel. That's where you're going to get to see this exclusive interview if you'd prefer to watch it instead of listening. So make sure you drop us a sub there. I think that's about it, Nick. Rate, review, subscribe, check out our website, all the good stuff. But we want to get to the main event, the main purpose of this podcast, the reason for the season and why y'all are here. And that is to introduce and talk with, have a sit-down conversation about the Texas Tech golf team with the ringer. He's been deemed by some, and by some, I mean everyone on, only Nick and I. By some, I mean just two of us on the Ramblin' Raiders podcast. We call him Ludvig, the Swedish short stick, Aberg. Ludvig, what's up, man? And we say that because your ice on the greens, baby, just nails whenever it comes to putting.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, of course, dude. We're really excited. I want to list a couple things off that I had jotted down. I mean, you're playing, I said you were ice on the green, but I mean, you're playing hot right now, dude. I need to change those comparisons and those analogies because you're playing absolutely on fire, man. Coming off of winning the Big 12 tournament outright, which I believe, and you know this probably, Ludvig, but I think it's only happened twice in Texas Tech's history, right?
Yeah. Chris Ward was in back in 2010, I believe.
That's right. Okay, I thought I read that right. So second time in school, I mean Texas Tech University history, outright Big 12 tournament winner. Also, you were named to the Ben Hogan Award finalists list, ranked number 2 in the World Amateur Golf ranking after that, and you're the Big 12 Golfer of the Month, man. Just having a absolutely outstanding. I mean, you've had an outstanding career at Texas Tech, but really playing some of your best golf right now, man. How does it feel?
I mean, I guess it sounds pretty good when you put it like that.
You're like it's just another day in the office.
No, of course not. I mean, I'm super happy with how we play. Not only me, but as a team, I feel like we're getting better every day. We play together, we practice together, and it's just a culmination of all the hours we put down at the Rawls course, and it's just fun.
Yeah, man. I mean, golf. No, you are right. I mean, you're the men's team, y'all been playing well together and a lot of guys stepping up in critical junctures throughout the season. Before we get into kind of our main content here, which we're going to run through, it took us at least, maybe 15 minutes to get started. Just first, had to switch computers, couldn't get my headphones right. I promise for anyone that watched this on our YouTube channel, one of these days y'all are going to get to see my AirPod Pros that I have that I'm so excited to show off. But throughout all the technical difficulties, we finally made it. Before we do, man, just how's life, Ludvig? We like to do a kind of a casual introduction at first, man. I know you just got done with finals week, something Nick and I wanted to brag about you for, because we reached out to Ludvig actually right after, I think it was before the Big 12 tournament. You said, y'all were getting ready, prepping for that, go through the tournament. You come back victorious and win the whole thing. And then immediately, man, Nick and I want to get you on the pod, and you were like, hey, pump the brakes, man. We got finals week coming up. I got to study. I got to get it done. How's life in the 806 right now, man?
It's good. Just like you said, I got done with finals yesterday. It's always kind of a stressful period because not only school ends up, but we're also getting into our postseason. We play tournaments. Usually our regionals, which was last week, usually falls upon the nationals or the finals. So it gets kind of busy. It gets kind of crowded. But yeah, sorry for delaying the podcast. I feel like I had a lot on my plate a little bit for that week. But it feels good to be done with school. And now we can just kind of focus on resting, recovering, and getting ready for the next postseason tournaments.
So, dude, you don't have to apologize to us for anything ever, man. We are, as I said pre-pod, Nick and I, we used to golf a lot whenever we were in Lubbock at Texas Tech. Played the Rawls course a few times. I actually took a class out there, which was a lot of fun. But we're a couple of fans. We really enjoy watching our men and women's golf teams and how they progress in the work that y'all have done. And we've watched you throughout your career, man, and you're a great ambassador for the school and just really good at your craft, man. So no apologies necessary.
I think it's funny though. I think it's funny that, he's following the same footsteps we did at Tech. You finish finals and then you just go play golf for the rest of the summer. That's what we used to do too.
That was it. It was take a summer course, either go to the pool or go play around at golf. Yeah. Pretty much every day in the summer, man. And Nick and and we couldn't do golf too much because one, it hurt the bank account too much, and then two, Nick and I just come hole 18, man, we're sitting there going, what are we doing out here, dude? What are we trying to prove? But no, man, we love the sport, and I'm sure a lot of our listeners right now, Ludvig, I mean, they're our age or a little bit older, and they a lot of guys and gals are envious of your game, man. Golf's the sport that you just keeps on giving, that you can play throughout your life. And I bet you there's a lot of listeners right now sitting there going, if I could just have an ounce of that guy's talent, man, it'd be great. But Nick, I'm gonna let you kick us off, man. Let's go ahead and get into kind of our main sit-down conversation here, dude, with our first question. And we like to start it off. Our listeners will know from our last interview with Malik and Jacoby that we like to sort of start off on your journey of how you got to Texas Tech, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're growing up and all of that.
Yeah. Starting off, like, where are you from, man?
So I grew up in it's a small town. We're probably 30,000 people, called Eslöv, and pretty much the southest you can get in Sweden. So yeah, I grew up there. Have one sister, older sister, and my mom and my dad, obviously. And then, yeah, pretty much just did normal stuff as a kid. I played a lot of soccer. I'm still really, really interested in soccer and football. So, I did all that kind of stuff. I went to high school in Sweden. And as I went to high school, I moved about 45 minutes away from my hometown. So I got stayed in dorms and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, just from that, started playing golf a little bit more. Went to a high school golf program. The guy who's the head of that program is still my swing coach. So nice. We still see each other every now and then whenever I'm back. Do a lot of FaceTimes on the range, like that kind of stuff. It's a little bit difficult, but I feel like we do a pretty good job of keeping that up to date. So, and yeah, once I got recruited to Tech, I moved over here. So I graduated to high school and then came over for college.
Awesome. Absolutely. So growing up, were you playing golf competitively your whole life, or was it kind of during that high school spell that you really started playing and taking it serious?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've always played golf, but it was never really like something that I never really fell in love with it until I was probably 14, 15, something like that. I played, like I said, a bunch of different sports growing up, and I guess I played golf because of my dad. He kind of brought me out there and we played a little bit on the weekends, and then whenever it was summer, our soccer season ended, so it was kind of natural to go play golf. So I guess I started playing tournaments more and more when I was maybe 14, 15. And then once I got to high school, I kind of realized, hey, this is something that I could be doing at a higher level, and obviously got a little bit more fun as well when I realized that.
That's awesome, man. All that is great information. I'm just glad to know that since we've been calling you the Swedish short stick this whole time, that you actually are from Sweden. So we didn't mess that up, Nick.
That'd be funny, Craig.
That's a positive. Yeah, if we would have totally botched it. But kind of last, I guess, question we have on that note is I know you were just saying that you were recruited to Tech. That's when you decided to make the move. What were you being recruited by other schools? Sort of, what was that process like for you during the recruiting period, and what really separated Tech from the pack for you?
Yeah, it's a little bit different coming from Europe, being recruited by American colleges, because I mean we don't really have college back home like we do over here with the whole athletic department, all the sports and all that kind of stuff. We don't really do that. So
Interesting.
for me to come over here was kind of a game changer. Like I can both go to school, get my degree, and I can play golf. And as it kind of falls under that, all the good players in amateur golf is in college. So it was kind of like a no-brainer for me to just go. I mean, so yeah, I got recruited by Coach Sands. He came over to Europe for a couple of tournaments. We play like the British boys, they call European boys tournaments that a bunch of international or American college coaches go to in order just for recruitment.
Mhm.
But we can't really speak to them before a certain period of time. So there's a set date where after this you can start talking to your coaches. So before that, it was a little bit like, you could see their interest, but you couldn't really do anything. So I came over, I played a few like junior golf tournaments here in America. And I could see the interest from Coach Sands. And at the time, there was a Norwegian assistant coach who also showed some interest. So, and after a while, we started talking together. We started to FaceTime and all that stuff. And I took some visits over here. And I just love Tech. Like, it's a really, really sweet spot.
Hey man, that's one thing I said. One thing we don't have in common is you're good at golf. Nick and I are bad at golf. One thing we do have in common, you love Texas Tech. We love Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It's I'm glad, and I think for a lot of people it does. It's either when you get there, and some people kind of get more acclimated over time and fall in love with it. But for a lot of, I think a lot of whether they're students or athletes on their visits to Texas Tech, when they're looking at going and choosing their colleges, when you get there, for I think a good portion, you either love it or you don't, man. And so there's something about it that's special. And it's cool to hear that. Did you visit any other schools, or was Tech kind of your main focus?
I did. I took 2 other visitors to Arizona State and Utah, University of Utah. So those were the 2 places that I was looking at. But historically, there's been a lot of Scandinavians in Sweden and on the golf team at Tech. So that kind of made it a little bit easier for me to kind of get some insights information and kind of talk to them about how it is over here. And yeah, it was pretty clear for me to come here.
It sounds like you chose the most scenic of all 3 of those: Arizona, Texas Tech, and Utah.
For sure.
That's funny. Well, I mean, playing golf at Tech has got to get you like dialed in for when there's wind, right? Because there's got to be Rawls is a really windy course, and so that's got to help the game.
Yeah, like I literally had that same conversation with Coach walking a tournament in Florida. We played outside of West Palm Beach, and I was telling him, hey, it's everywhere you go, it's always easier than Lubbock, because like there's no wind whenever we play tournaments, and then you come back and it's blowing 35, and it's like holy shit. And then the winters, 40 degrees blowing this way.
Yeah.
So yeah, every time, I guess it nurtures good players. Like if you can play well here, you can play well everywhere, I guess.
Man, that's a good point. Well, that makes me feel a little bit better than Nick about out there.
Yeah, you can just go to Florida or somewhere you can play and no wind.
A little more casual, man. Yeah, I was going to ask about that because we always had a shot called the Texas Wind Chaser, where we put one. I mean, when it's howling, you got to tee it up real low, and then just, I mean, literally you're pretty much Happy Gilmore in it, just to try to cut through that wind, man, and get it somewhere out there. But
dude, what was that course that it was real cheap and it had a bunch of prairie dogs running around on the course?
Meadow. So yeah, because we used to golf. I mean, we golfed at Rawls a couple times. That class I took, I'm sure others have, when you got to do your like PE, whatever, credit. Some people do yoga, you do bowling. It's some sort of like physical exercise. I did golf, and so you get 2 free rounds. And other than that, though, Nick, Meadowbrook, wasn't that one of them?
Yeah, Meadowbrook. That's what it was.
That it? Yeah, there was 2 of them, Meadowbrook and then another one. And yeah, Meadowbrook was like prairie dogs hopping up. I mean, it was about as West Texas as you can get out there.
Ludvig's never played that course.
I've never been, actually. We play a few different courses. We play
Hillcrest.
Oh yeah.
But I haven't been to Meadowbrook, actually.
You don't want to get a course record the first time out there for sure.
That was where your first eagle was, wasn't it, Jackson?
Yeah, actually it was, man. First he says first and only eagle I've ever shot in my life was at Meadowbrook. And what was so sad is I didn't even we ended up not even finishing the 18 because we were like, man, we got to get out of here. We were having a good time, I'll say that. And so yeah, man, got that eagle in though, with my roommate who doesn't even play golf, couldn't even appreciate it. But Nick, for the longest time, Nick thought I was lying about it. I had to fully convince him, but no, man, hole 13, never forget. All right, so we've gotten Ludvig to Texas Tech, man. You just fell in love with it. You enjoyed it. And actually, I'm going to switch up. I know our kind of lineup here for our outline, but you talked earlier about Coach Greg Sands comes in and recruits you. He comes and visits you, which, by the way, how far is that trip from your hometown to Lubbock?
So it's a mess flying from Lubbock too, because you just need to go through Dallas. So I usually go Dallas, London, and then London, Copenhagen, which is in Denmark, but it's close to Sweden.
Okay.
And it's usually about a 25-hour trip going like door to door.
Yeah.
So it's a long trip.
Logging some frequent flyer miles there, man.
Miles.
But so yeah, that's crazy. I was gonna say I thought flying to Hawaii for my honeymoon was like 8 hours. I thought that was tough.
Yeah, that's a long trip too.
That's 20. So okay, so Coach Sands obviously expressed a ton of interest in you. I mean, he's flying out. Like you said, a lot of coaches are coming out there. You get back to Lubbock. You all had a great relationship. Tell us a little bit about Coach Sands. I mean, what y'all's approach and just how he approaches the game and in coaching y'all and your relationship with Coach Sands.
I mean, Coach Sands, first and foremost, like he is Texas Tech men's golf, like period. That's it. Like he built this program up from basically nothing. So what he's done for this program, you can't really measure that. Like it's, I think without him, we wouldn't be sitting here talking about golf. I don't think. So he's done a tremendous amount for this program. And, for me coming from Sweden, it was kind of a big change. Like I hadn't really spent that much time abroad. I hadn't really played that many tournaments in America. So it was a pretty big change for me. But, just makes it easy. You can tell that he really, really cares about his players, super passionate, treats them like family. And I think that's really big for foreign players like me coming over and taking that kind of big step over to play over here. And so he makes it really easy for us to transition into college golf. And then, once you're here, he helps you every day with golf. Like he's always going to be there. He's just a great golf coach.
Great golf coach. Awesome. It's good to hear, man. I mean, to your point real quick before I'll let Nick fire off kind of in our line of questioning here, but no, I mean, Texas Tech golf, I want to say, because Nick and I might have you look this up for us so I can check on my phone. How long has Coach Sands been at Texas Tech? He's
98, 99.
Okay. I was going to say he's been there a while, but you're right when you say he's built what he's been able to build and then sustain at Texas Tech as far as the culture and how great our golf program is. I mean, I feel like every year, around this time we're looking, okay, where are we at nationally? What's our regional look like? What's our path to the finals look like? I mean, it's just our teams always are competitive. And I think that's a true testament to Coach Sands. I mean, like you said, his relationship with his players and just his knowledge of the game.
100%. Yeah.
And he's already a Hall of Fame member, Golf Coaches Association of America.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
December last year. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Very, very cool.
Very cool. I need to get him training session with him. Well, on that note, man, how's the season going? I know you said you have regionals this week. You just finished finals and you can kind of focus on everything. How's the season going for the team in general? And then for you with all the accolades that you're building up right now?
Yeah, I feel like we're getting better. I guess results wise, we might have had a little bit of a setback this year. But, I still feel like we have really, really deep team. We probably have 12 guys who can literally play in our top 5. So it makes it fun to practice. It makes it fun to play qualifier where you really have to say, play a good round. You have to put a number on the board. But yeah, I mean, I feel like the best golf is yet to come. We're always all throughout the season. We've been talking about the postseason, preparing for the nationals, and I'm really confident that's going to pay off.
That's awesome. And so y'all, I looked this up, and then actually before we went live, I thought I heard you say, so you already know where the regional's at, right? In New Haven?
Yeah. New Haven, Connecticut.
Okay. So it'll go that regional. And then if you get out of that, then you go to the base, I guess, like Sweet Six, or that's where there's 16 teams left, right? Or is it 30?
So there's a lot that goes to it. So the top 5 teams from every regional goes to nationals.
Okay, that's right. I was trying to remember.
So I think there's 30 teams in nationals.
That's okay. Yeah. Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
So y'all, so y'all have to finish top 5 in New Haven. I was looking. They said, is Yale, like, do y'all seed out the region?
Yale is hosting it.
Because I put in my notes, like, have to play against the preppies at Yale. So I mean, of all the sports I could see Yale being good at, like, golf would actually be one of them. That's like probably high up on there.
Yeah.
The golf and the chess team maybe. But how you guys feeling about it, man? Are y'all you think you're primed and kind of ready to get after them?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I've never been up there, but I would think it kind of resonates with golf in Europe because it's kind of like up there, a little bit colder. I mean, I'm used to not playing golf for a couple of months a year before I came here because it would snow. So I guess the grass type is pretty similar to how it is back home. And we have a bunch of international guys who can actually benefit from that.
Yeah.
So I feel like we can put a really good number on the board, and like we did last year, we won Albuquerque. We probably had the toughest regional of them all, and we went out there and won by 20. So I'm pretty confident we can do that again. It's just a matter of executing, really.
Yeah, no, I can't wait, man. This is it's such an exciting time of the year with baseball going on in the postseason. What just for our followers so that they can tune in and pay attention. Do you know the dates on that regional for?
So I believe it is May 16th through 18th. I think it is
coming up.
That's my job right here. I'll confirm that for us.
Nick's got us. He's got the Twitter fingers, man. The computer fingers, quick on the stats.
New Haven, May 16th. Yep.
Okay. Cool. Well, there for our listeners, everybody tuning in. I mean, definitely tune into that and get ready. I mean, that's always exciting golf, high level, high energy golf, trying to get to nationals. So as Ludvig said, I mean, they knocked it out of the park last year, and I believe, I know you guys, like you said, y'all have been getting better throughout the course of the season, and I believe that y'all will be able to do the same, man. Just got to dial in, get focused, and clear the mechanism, baby, like they do in the movies, man. Tune out the noise and play a great round. So I want to circle back real quick. You just talked about, you were saying that y'all have a lot of foreign guys on the team that this will actually play to their advantage. And I was kind of looking through our lineup our roster earlier and at Texas Tech. And I think this is always a fun segment, something that we did with Jacoby and Malik the other day. Okay. In your opinion, man, I mean, these are the guys you're hanging out with, best friends, the guys you're spending a lot of your time with, right? Who is, bar none, the goofiest guy on the team?
The goofiest guy on the team, I'll give that to Bard.
Okay.
He's a Norwegian guy. He's super funny. He always he takes everything very lightly. And you can always have fun with him. We speak the same language, kind of. Norwegian and Swedish is very similar, so we can talk together the same kind of language. So we always have a good time with him, and he definitely lights up the locker room and the tour or in the van whenever we go on trips.
I love that. Do y'all ever like talk under your breath in another language if someone's like pissing y'all off or playing bad?
Yeah, we try to be careful with it, but I'm not gonna say it's never happened.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, man. Well, that's good insight. Goofiest and funniest. I don't know, Nick. I feel like we should probably expand on that next time with some more questions for the team, because I know people like to hear about the kind of those, more intimate and details of y'all's team chemistry. So
how's your I have a question for that though. How's your relationship with Sandy Scott? Do y'all have a pretty good competitive back and forth relationship?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Sandy is he's a really good guy. Obviously been hurt for a little bit now, or for a while, almost a year and a half. Started playing tournaments again, and what he brings to the locker room is really good. Like, he is one of the brightest guys that I know in terms of golf and in terms of everything that comes with that. So it's a good guy, good dude to have on the team, because he really helps everyone else. Even though he might not be playing, like, he's been on the sidelines for a while now due to his wrist injury. But even though he's hurt, he's still helping out. He's still making us better.
I have to admit, I think Nick and I did a Ramblin' Raiders poll for like best names throughout the athletic department a couple of weeks ago, and I think he's probably got my favorite, Sandy Scott. I mean, that's like, that guy was born to play golf with that name, man. If your name is Sandy Scott, you are a golfer. But no, that's great to hear. And I had read up that he had been injured for a while, and so it's good to hear that he's contributing where he can, whether that's encouragement from the side, like you said, not actually being able to play, or kind of working his way back into the lineup and getting healthy again.
Yeah, right? For sure. I mean, having an injury like that for such a long time, it takes time to get back. Like,
oh yeah, for golf,
you need reps, you just need time and practice. Like, it's a especially your wrist, like the amount of times that you just dig into the ground with your hands, with your clubs, that's got to be pretty tough. Like, I can't even imagine it. So I'm not even worried about him not coming back. Like, he's gonna be getting better and better and better every day. So I'm not worried about that.
Love that. And I actually just thought of another question. Who on the team, who's got the longest drive?
The longest drive. So we always joke about this. Board, he swings it hardest, but he hits it shorter. But
that sounds like our other contributor on here, my brother Lane. He's one of those that he's trying to kill it every time, and then it ends up like, and
he just spins it, hits it low, spins it.
Yeah, 40 feet in front of him, and you're like, where'd it go?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, actually, Callum, Sandy's little brother, he's a freshman this year. He nukes it. Like, he sends it, so he hits it so hard. He's the skinniest guy ever, but still hits it so hard, which is pretty impressive.
I didn't know his brother was on the team, but I see that now.
Yeah, Callum, he's a freshman this year.
Man, that's all right. Good to know, man. You always got to ask, man, who's got the longest drive on the team.
It's really modest of you too to say that the freshman has the longest drive.
I mean, it's no joke.
Yeah.
I can't lie.
I guess that's kind of an objective thing.
It is funny how like the mechanics can be different, and yet like you can swing. I mean, you look at I can never say his last name, Bryson DeChambeau. That's close, right? Yeah. I mean, just swinging, looks like his velocity is like crazy, goes far. Then you got some guys who do that, it goes nowhere. Then you see someone they could be 60-year-old dude, walks up, smooth stroke, and just pures it, right? Like, it's always funny to me when it comes, especially to driving, like how even with different mechanics, the results are going to vary,
Yeah, for sure. That's maybe a little bit of the beauty of it too. Like, you don't have to be 6'4" and freaking jacked and to hit it far. Like, you can be 5'10", weigh 130 pounds and still hit it far. Like, that's pretty cool, I think.
Oh, I agree. You're right. That's something that's unique and makes, I think, golf special, and special on its own right. All right, man. Well, I think we got a good insight to the team there. What was that? All of our? I think that might have been. Oh no, okay. We forgot. To this point in time, and I think I'm going to assume this is going to be actually pretty obvious. Having what happened last last weekend was Big 12, right? Was that the weekend before?
Yeah, last weekend. Yeah,
last weekend. Okay. Or 2 weekends ago. I was about to say my things are wrong.
I get confused too.
It's been crazy, but to this point in time, I'm gonna make an assumption that it might have to do with what happened just here recently, but your favorite memory throughout your career, your duration at Texas Tech, and it doesn't even have to be a tournament you played in the at Texas Tech at the collegiate level. It could be, we know that you've gotten opportunities to play I guess through the being an amateur and PGA tournaments as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Throughout your career to this point right now, what has been your you think your kind of marquee signature moment, your favorite moment so far?
Yeah. That's a great question. I feel like I probably have two. I have one. This is before I started college, but we played. So every year we play the European Team Championship, where we play every team in Europe pretty much. And Sweden ended up winning that year, which was like the first time in 50 some years.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it was like really cool. We played in Sweden, home soil, and there was just a lot of people there watching. Everyone was cheering for us. So that was probably the one moment that I look back at with the most joy, just because of the good feelings it brings me, and kind of winning in front of everyone and all that stuff. But yeah, also ever since I started college last year, when I made my PGA Tour debut, was really cool. I had my family coming over. We played in Bermuda, which is in the middle of the ocean, small island, and my family came over from Sweden. And it wasn't meant to be like that, but my dad ended up caddying. I was supposed to have another caddy, but he kind of pulled out last minute, so my dad stepped in and he did a great job. So I think that's also one of the moments when I look back at something, that's just really cool to kind of look back at, I think.
Oh, that's incredible. You'll always have with you and your dad, man. That's really neat, man, that he was able to step up and caddy for you. Now,
and that was your best performance too in a PGA event, right?
Yeah, it was.
You might want to hire him full time, man.
Yeah,
he should have been there.
Cool. And you, I'm hoping I'm remembering this right. A couple other, I'm trying to think of other PGA tournaments you played in. You played in was it the US Open or the
so yeah, I played in last year. I played the Bermuda tournament, and then I got to play the Sea Island tournament in Georgia, the RSM Classic, and then only a month ago I played the Valero, which is in San Antonio.
Okay.
So I had a guy from the team caddying for me, and we just had a nice week. It was fun.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, those courses, especially at the Valero you just named off. I mean, those courses are it's like it's hard to have as a competitor at that level, right? If you're hitting shots, missing it, but from an outsider's perspective, just like an average Joe like us, I mean, I don't know how you could have a bad time on a course like that.
No,
man.
seriously.
It's just so nice.
Yeah, sure.
Awesome, man. Well, that's really cool and good to know. Nick, unless you got any other last questions, man, I think we're about ready for the most coveted and sought after part of these podcasts, and that's the lightning round.
Yeah, I think we're ready for the lightning round. They end up not being so lightning quick either, because we're not too far removed from Texas Tech, so we can relate to pretty much everything that you could probably answer.
Okay, nice.
So,
actually, I'm glad you brought that up, Nick. We should probably think about changing the name of this segment.
yeah.
It ends up being like sometimes the longest portion of it, or at least as long as the main part. But I don't know. I'll think of something here. Anyways, the most sought after round. This is just what everybody wants to know, right? Like the ins and outs. Any students or alumni, young and old, can relate usually to some extent with the time, whether they're still in Lubbock or if they're, they moved on and they're living somewhere else. It brings you back that nostalgic, for the people who have graduated, that the nostalgic feeling that you get about Lubbock, man. And I can't wait to get back up there. And Nick and I were just looking and talking about going to a football game, this come this fall, and hell, man, maybe we should try to get around it, dude.
Play around golf. Absolutely.
If we can, that'd be fun. But just so many good memories, so much fun. Everybody loves it up there. Nick, I'll let you start us off, man. We try not to deviate too much, but we might, throw a curveball in here every now and then. So
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cool, man. Well, favorite spot to chill on campus, and then your favorite spot to chill off campus.
So on campus would probably be, we have a really sweet, like an athletic diner place, the Cash. I'd probably eat lunch there every other day. We just hang out, grab a cup of coffee, do studies, all that kind of stuff. That's probably one of my favorite spots on campus. Off campus, if it's we spend a lot of time on the golf course. Obviously, we have a pretty sweet locker room. We play a lot of ping pong. We play, all that kind of stuff. Just hang out. Even though you're not playing golf, you just, I watch all the football games, the soccer games. So we spend a lot of time there, even if we're not playing golf.
Cool.
So that would probably be my favorite one.
That's cool. We've never heard about the golf locker room. It's, you always hear about the football and track, new facilities, but you don't hear much about the golf. So y'all got a pretty sweet ping pong setup then, right?
Oh yeah, it's really nice. We spend probably more, more hours playing ping pong or whatever, more than practice sometimes.
Well, that makes me wonder. Now I got to ask the question: who's the best ping pong player on the team?
I was bored again. You can literally Google his name on YouTube and you can see ping pong because he used to be competitive when he was a kid.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
So he's like, y'all are like, dude, he's in a league of his own.
Yeah.
Dang, that's funny, man. Yeah. Some great, honestly, just like some niche things to be really good at too, man.
Yeah, seriously. You can make a lot of money from that.
Yeah, absolutely. Very cool. And so your answer to the Cash, that's what when the Cash wasn't there whenever we were students.
Exactly.
Nick,
they opened right before COVID hit. So I think we were there for like a month or two maybe, and then COVID hit and they shut it down. Okay. But now they open it up again, and we can have breakfast there, we can have lunch there.
That's awesome.
That's really sweet.
And so far you're our third interview for current Texas Tech athletes. Everyone said that's their favorite spot to eat on campus. So really? For future recruits that might see this, best dining you can get, man, when it comes to on school.
You can get anything. You can get steaks, you can get pizza, chicken. There's always a hotline every day. You can get salad, and Friday there's a dessert. There's everything. It's really sweet.
Nick, what sport do you think we can potentially sneak in as to like maybe get just one meal? Nick kind of looks the part for golf right now, man. So if you show up with Ludvig, you might be able to just get you can be like, oh dude, yeah, this guy's on the team. I don't know.
She's my friend. Yeah.
I had to put the player's hat on and then my Tiger Woods polo. Yeah, maybe I can sneak in, or do they have male cheerleading? I don't know.
I was gonna say I'm so out of shape, dude. Like, I mean, I used to could maybe try to like pull the height card and pull basketball, but now they'd see my gut and be like, whoa, dude, you're too old and you're way out of shape. There's no chance you play basketball still. But that's awesome, man. No, it's cool to hear that because like, as for students and stuff, I'm sure, we always ate at the Sub and Tech has great food choices. The Sub, oh God, I'm blanking on
Commons.
Commons. There's another one. Sam's. Yeah, Market, Sam's Place. Like we used to eat there and it was great, but I mean that's prime time, man. And really in this with the new world of NIL and with facility upgrades, it's so competitive in the recruiting, 100% environment. To hear something like that, it really does resonate, I think, with people to know, hey man, our athletes, they get the best options here, man.
Yeah, for sure.
That's cool. And everyone knows in college, like one of your main priorities is food, dude. It's like you're always thinking about your next meal, man. Like where's it coming from?
I know I do, at least.
No, hey, we were the same way. It was like, where are we gonna eat? That's priority one. All right, man. Next on here, I got, what is your go-to music, man? Your go-to set list, playlist. You're getting hyped up for a tournament, or y'all are on the bus, on the plane. What are you jamming?
My go-to music, I always end up listening to Swedish rap music. It's pretty sweet, actually. You should give it a try.
I was gonna say, can you put us on and recommend some for the listeners?
There's a guy called Antoine. I really like him. He's probably my favorite. There's a lot of good ones that you can just try out, I guess.
All right. Swedish rap, man. Hey, we're
How do
here
you
to
spell that? How do you spell Antoine?
Oh, Antwan.
Oh, okay, just like it sounds.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
tell you what, man. Yeah, no,
That's my go-to. I always end up coming back to him for some reason.
I love it, man. My old roommate in Austin put me on to some British rap, and I was like, I didn't
UK rap is pretty good too, to be honest.
Dude, they are. I was like, man, this is actually goes harder than I thought it would. Like it was solid. So no, it's good. We're all about trying to, help people develop their musical taste, man, and, and diversify their intake.
Yeah, that'll definitely diversify it.
Yeah. All of a sudden, that's going to be like trending on Twitter for Texas Tech Twitter, man. Everyone's going to be jamming Swedish rap. Nick, you want that next one, dude?
Yeah, this is a good one. You played everywhere. You play everywhere. What's your favorite course that you've ever played?
Favorite course I've ever played? That is a tough question. Like the schedule that Coach Saints and Texas Tech has built is insane. So we get to play a bunch of nice courses. My favorite, though, I mean, it has to be Augusta. Like it has to be. I played my freshman year. We did a trip to Augusta. I mean, it was incredible. Like it was sick. We took the private plane over there. We played Augusta. We had 2 donors taking us out there, and then had dinner on the property in the clubhouse, and then got like a tour of the clubhouse, which was like,
that's
I mean, for me coming there, I've been to Tech for a semester, and then I get there, I'm like, Jesus Christ. I mean, it was like a whole new world to me. So I have to say Augusta.
Yeah, that's yeah. How could you not? That's incredible. I mean, I thought you were going to go with Meadowbrook, but like, dude, Augusta. I mean, Nick, what's your favorite course, man? I'm interested to know yours too.
Yeah,
man, the Tpc Scottsdale was pretty fun for your bachelor trip.
So on my bachelor party trip, that was November. We went, Nick and I and a bunch of buddies, couple Tech guys went and played the TPC, and it was the thing that's cool about there is it wasn't too hot. Of course, timing of the year helped.
Yeah.
But not a lot of water. Big fan of that. And then they have that like private airfield or whatever kind of by the course. So while you're playing, I mean, planes are flying like
really
right over you.
Yeah.
Did they still have that stadium kind of the grandstand set up?
So they do.
That?
Yeah. They have it. They have the Champions course, and then what was the one we played, Nick, called the Champions in the?
Yeah, so let me disclose that we didn't play like the actual one with the grandstands, but we played like their secondary course. They wouldn't allow us on the other one for some reason.
They saw us pull up and they were like, they were like, not these guys, man, not these guys.
It's still, it's still.
But we drove past it and we got to kind of drive up and to like look around it, and they do have I guess it's where they play the waste management, where it's like the craziest hole in golf.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Dude, I would love to do a trip out there. That'd be so much fun. But they have those huge grandstand there, and
it's like a stadium, literally like a stadium.
Yeah, I can't imagine. That's where we were supposed to do. I was going to take all these guys to the waste management, but it was a week before my wedding, and my wife was like, nah, she nixed it real quick and was like, y'all are going to come back like the Hangover movie, like sunburned, and somebody's going to be missing. And anyways, but that's, man, I had no idea. I mean, playing at Augusta, that's
I mean, I think for every golfer ever, that's like the dream. And for me as a freshman at Tech, just pull up at Augusta National, you're like, how did I end up here? Like,
you're like, dude, I did something right along the way to be in this spot. That's so cool, man. That is so cool. All right, kind of on that note, then these two, it's funny. I think, well, actually, I had that one in there. I added this one last minute because for Mother's Day, for some crazy reason, I don't know, maybe she like knew that we were going to interview you today and like channeled her inner favorite golf movie. I watched the movie Tin Cup. Have you seen that with Kevin Costner?
That was a long time ago.
I had never seen it. It's an old movie. It's good though. But for you, because there's a ton of good golf movies out there. Your favorite golf movie of all time?
I was about to say, like, I have seen maybe 3 golf movies. I know Tin Cup.
Tin Cup.
That's one, right?
Yeah,
uh,
Caddyshack. Yeah.
Caddyshack,
And then
Legend of Bagger
Happy
Vance.
Gilmore. Those are like the three that I know.
Yeah.
So I'd probably go with Happy Gilmore. I actually saw it not too long ago. It was kind of like on the TV, so I just ended up watching a little bit of it.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, it's hilarious. Like, it's fun.
It's like, I mean, Adam Sandler's got a lot of good ones, but that's almost like peak Adam Sandler.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like what he is known for. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you're almost like, I don't think this guy's acting like this. This is what he would be like in real life, you know?
Yeah,
No,
so
Happy
that's really
Gilmore's a
fun
good
to
one.
go
I would recommend to everybody too, if you haven't seen The Greatest Game Ever Played with Shia LaBeouf, about the Francis Ouimet, who won the U.S. Open. He might have been the first amateur, or I don't know, but he won the U.S. Open as an amateur back in like the Great Depression.
Uh-huh.
And it's I mean, like the videography, like cinematography, it is a kick-ass movie. Like, it is so good. Yeah.
Greatest game ever played?
The Greatest Game Ever Played. I think it's on Netflix. If you got a Netflix account, or if you need to bum one, I got you, man. But it is because, hey, trust me, in college, I think me, Nick, Lane, and like 3 other guys were on one Netflix account. So it's always trying to get on there and like push whoever, push somebody out. But that's a good one. And then Tin Cup was good too. It was funny.
Yeah.
But Happy Gilmore, classic. Nick, I'm gonna let you. This is one that we added for our last interview, but it's been like one of the best ones we've had, man. Here, what I'm calling the money round, not the lightning round. It's the money round.
Money round.
What do you got, Nick, on this next one? This is a good one.
Are you talking about the recruiting one?
No, this is the one before that.
Okay, perfect. So we took it out before, but we're putting it back in. Ludvig, who's your celebrity crush, man?
So my celebrity crush, I know my girlfriend's gonna hate me saying this because she knows who it is, but so there's a Swedish skier. Her name is Frida Karlsson.
Ready.
Wait, say that name again.
So it's Frida, Frida. Karlsson.
Oh wow! Like literally, you said KA and it popped up immediately.
Really?
She's
she would be my celebrity crush.
Is she an Olympian?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Swedish cross country skier. Yeah, won the silver medal in the women's 10 kilometers. That was the world championships, but yeah. Hey man, I just got to say, dude, great. Ludvig, he gets the Ramblin' Raiders stamp of approval of great taste, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, so there's a funny thing we like to talk about on the pod, that Jackson can't pronounce anybody's name right. It could be like a pretty simple name, you can't pronounce it. So I'm gonna challenge you, Jackson, to read that name back to us, please.
All right. Let me do this.
International names
could
are
be
hard.
like if it's not Jake Smith, like I don't stand Jake. Wait, no, this one's not bad. Frida Karlsson.
Yeah.
Oh, how did you pronounce it, Ludvig?
Well, I said it a little bit more Swedish, but if you were to say it here in America, that would be great.
So how do you say it in Swedish, or like more Swedish?
Frida Karlsson.
Frida Karlsson.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, okay.
You put me on the spot, man. I'm gonna come through, dude.
And you passed.
Of course, it was like the most American way to say it, but
Frida Karlsson.
But yeah, man, you can tell your girlfriend that you got the Ramblin' Raiders stamp of approval on taste in women. So
yeah, that's cool.
That's a good one, man. Okay, so here at the end, we've come to the end of this pod. This has been a lot of fun, man. I'm Nick and I have really been looking forward to having you on, Ludvig, just because, like I said, we've monitored your career at Tech. You're doing an amazing job, man, in representing Texas Tech University and just competing at the highest level. This is one of those that we always love hearing from our athletes, man, because I think it's so instrumental to athletes coming in, just to regular students coming in. Like, Texas Tech is so unique, and it's such a different culture than a lot of other college landscapes and college scenes. And I think people just, when you meet Red Raiders, when you meet Texas Tech people out in the world, like, it's different. You have a bond that is fortified and solidified in a way that's super unique. And it's hard to explain sometimes, but I feel like our athletes do a good job of it. Last question here in the money round. what would be the one thing, man, that you told recruits, either if they're golf recruits coming from overseas or in the States, or for other sports, like you said, for soccer, for football, basketball, anything? If you could tell recruits thinking about coming to Texas Tech kind of one general, idea about Texas Tech University, man, what would it be?
That is a great question. I feel like there is a lot that goes into that. Probably like when you think about Lubbock, you don't really think about great athletics like you do now because of Tech. But the one thing that really stood out to me once I got here is that if you want to be good at your sport or your abilities or whatever, I mean, Lubbock is a great spot because you get all the time in the world. There's not a whole lot going around in the city, so it gives you all the freedom, all the time to work on your soccer, or basketball, or golf.
Work on your craft,
your own craft, exactly. So, and then, I mean, obviously you can enjoy yourself if you want to, and if you have the time for that. But I think for an athlete, it's incredible, the amount of support we get from people in the city, from former Red Raiders like yourself. It feels like every tournament we go to, every trip that we do, there's always someone from Tech who is supporting us. So it means a lot to us athletes to have that kind of support, and I feel like Tech is doing a great job of that.
That's a great answer, and it's funny that the first portion of that, and really, I mean, the sentiments are pretty much the same across the board, but especially that first half about having the time to dedicate, a lot of time and energy and focus into your craft. That's literally the exact same thing that Jacoby and Malik said. Nick was like, it's just
Really?
you have the time. No, literally, if you go back, I mean, listen to it. For all of our listeners who haven't heard it, go back and check it out. They both of them said, Jacoby specifically said that exact same thing. He goes, I came from a different way to get to Texas Tech, but once I got here, I realized like the distractions are limited and you can really focus on what you're doing. So that's funny, man, that now that's back to back same answers. And I think that's a really good thing for future recruits to think about, is that you have the support and you have the time to focus.
Yeah.
Which is good, man. Well, dang, this has been fun, dude. Before maybe one day before you get, too famous and you're killing it on the PGA Tour and winning the Masters, and Nick and I are like playing clips of this, like we were like, dude, we interviewed this guy, like, whenever he was kicking ass at Tech. We need to get with you up there in Lubbock, man, and go maybe play a few holes or do one of those par 3 things, a little chip and putt action or something, man. And
100%. I'm ready.
Yes, sir, man. Well, hey, good luck. Remember, everybody, to pay attention and be ready. I guess y'all are coming up. Let's see. I'll look that up here. You said May 16th is going to be the regionals in New Haven, right?
Yeah. 1 week from today.
1 week. Okay, so everyone get dialed in. That's going to be huge. First step in the postseason to get to nationals. We expect nothing less. I know our golf program, our golfers expect nothing less. Coach Sands expects nothing less, and so we're ready to watch you guys get after and get it done in New Haven, man. Before we sign off, any final words here, Ludvig, to the Ramblin' Raiders listeners?
Well, I appreciate you guys having me on, and I think what you guys are doing for Texas Tech athletics is really cool. So whatever you're doing, keep doing it. So yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate it as well.
Right on, man. All right, well, you guys wreck 'em Tech, baby, and we'll talk to y'all next time.
Yes, sir. Thanks.